all I'm saying is I've seen people getting escorted off and banned from from flying that airline. So why didn't they do that to those kids?
P-A-S-C-A-L.
There was an American Airlines flight that was canceled due to 30 teens that were refusing to wear a mask on the plane. They were flying into the Bahamas, and it got canceled because people didn't want to wear a mask on the plane. T's got the story. What's going on, man?
Yeah, so there was a flight to the Bahamas from a place called Winthrop, which is in Boston. And so the American Airlines flight to Bahamas was canceled Monday night because some kids in a high school group, reportedly from Winthrop, near Boston, refused to wear masks. Flight number 893 was ready to depart Charlotte, but a mechanical issue forced the passengers to a different flight. Meanwhile, 75 to 8% of the kids became unruly and not wearing their masks. All they had to do was put their mask on, sit there, no smart mouth comments, and they couldn't do it, another passenger said. A parent said that the trip was for a community service project, but unfortunately it was canceled due to the kids not wearing masks.
We got this clip here about the kids. It looks like it was about 46 teens that were refusing in this other article I was seeing here. But let's take a look at this.
New tonight, a group of unruly passengers cause a major headache for people trying to make it from Charlotte to the Bahamas. A passenger on board flight 893 called our newsroom this afternoon to tell us what was going on.
She called it.
Did anybody get a free hotel and a meal?
Passengers irritable after American Airlines extended the delay for flight 893 from Charlotte Douglas to the Bahamas.
There was a group of high school seniors celebrating their graduation that was being rowdy and not listening and not wearing their masks.
American confirming passenger Stephanie Shawansky's account in a statement saying, per procedure, the customers involved were asked to exit the aircraft. We expect our customers to comply with our policies when they choose to fly with us, and we take action when that is not the case. It marked the second holdup of the day for Shawansky, whose first flight was delayed because of mechanical issues.
What's transpired, a bunch of back and forth, I'm assuming, with the parents and the chaperones.
The incident, the latest in a trend of passengers behaving badly. Last week, police arrested an American Air passenger at Charlotte Douglas after they opened an exit door to flee the aircraft on the tarmac.
Shame on the passengers who have made this flight a living hell for the flight attendants.
Early last month, this video went viral after an American Air flight attendant in Charlotte chastised a passenger for unruly behavior.
We're on like our third flight crew at this point, but they really deserve to be recognized for what they did.
Shawansky says her crew was amazing. It's the unruly passengers on the flight scheduled tomorrow who worry her.
And I just think it's a bad idea for them to have let a bunch of kids that everyone's really angry with back on the plane.
And late this evening, American confirmed it's offering hotel rooms and meal vouchers for their overnight layovers. Right now, their flight to Nassau, Bahamas, scheduled tomorrow morning at 9:31. Again, those high schoolers scheduled to be on board.
That is the world that we live in right now. Whole bunch of privileged kids think that they have the right to act a certain way like this. And that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Listen, there are rules and guidelines that are implemented for everyone's safety so that people don't get sick, etc. Why would you try to make things hard and difficult so that you can't get out, so that you can't go and be so that you can arrive alive and not infected? You know what I mean? Arrive alive and arrive safely. But these people, there's a lot of people out here that feel like, hey, you know, just because I got the poke means, oh, everything's fine. I'm safe. I'm safe and sound. This is trash to me, guys. This is trash. But David, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I wonder if they would be able to actually get back in the country if they went, because
Yeah, they might not let them back in over that. They need to, at the very least, to prove that they're vaccinated. But I mean, obviously, it's just kids acting up. I mean, we've seen it with other groups. Like there was a couple that did it. There was a person with a really small baby or a child that got kicked off for that. So I mean, this is what we should expect at this point. I don't necessarily. I don't necessarily think that everything they're choosing that people have to do is necessarily scientific or in the best health. But this is their policy that they have, that you have to wear the masks on the flights, and you're not even going to get back in the country depending on where you go in some of these situations. Or you might not be allowed in the foreign country to begin with.
Right.
So while it's unfortunate, people just have to start dealing with it, I guess. I mean, that's what it's been like for the past year and a half as far as flights go. You just have to deal with it if you want to fly. Flying always sucks.
Exactly.
That's why I don't fly.
Yeah, and I mean, and flying. I'm not a huge. You already know. You already know my feelings about flying. I'm not a huge fan of flying either. But on top of it, the fact that there has been more issues, more and more over the past year, actually, all due to wear a mask, not wear a mask, etc. It has made the idea of traveling that much more painful, that much more unfun to do. No one wants to. I don't want to. If I have the choice, if I could just do a road trip or drive, I'm going to do it. Because there's been more and more issues every single damn day. I'm telling you, y'all. This is ridiculous. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of the stuff that's been going on for the past, I'm not even going to say the whole year and a half, but like, let's just say for the past 9 months. There are people who are literally trying to run up to the exit and trying to open up the exit to jump out of it while the plane is in flight. There are people that are losing their minds because they refuse to do what the airline is asking them to do, which is what? Wear the freaking mask. But this is the world that we live in. We got all these people that feel like, oh, you're violating my rights. I have a right to wear whatever I want to wear on the plane. And it's like, wait a second. These are the new guidelines. These are the new rules and guidelines. These are the new rules and regulations. Please do what they ask you to do so that they can take the flight, so you can get there in one piece and back in one piece. Flying is already a dangerous act. That is a danger. Like, I understand that people say, hey, you have a greater chance of getting hit by a car or hit by lightning than actually dying in a plane crash. But now, because people are acting a damn fool in the airlines, I reconsider it even more nowadays. It's like, am I sure I want to fly? Am I sure I want to jump in this plane? Now, I get it when it comes to going to the Bahamas. You gotta fly. You got no other choice. You gotta get over a whole bunch of water. I get that. But I don't understand why people can't just, these are the rules. Doesn't matter if you've gotten the pineapple blast or no. Freaking just put on the mask, shut the hell up so that we can all get there in one piece. T, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm thinking there's a bunch of brats. I mean, there's no way if I was in high school I'd pass up a trip to the Bahamas, over a mask. I mean, just put it on and put your headphones on and go to sleep. I mean, I don't get the point of them, doing that. But we see high school kids in mobs and groups of a big group of kids together. They typically, are emotionally riled up anyway. So if one goes off, and it's like a snowball effect. So it's just really inconsiderate for those people who are spending money for a trip or vacation that they want to get to, and you're holding them up over your entitlement.
Couldn't agree more. You got a whole group of people in solidarity, literally, whole bunch of teens. You could have just been like, yo, y'all getting off the damn plane. We're taking off without you. Sorry, kids. Done. But they didn't do that. They shut down the entire plane, and they rescheduled the flight for the next day. What? So that they could say, hey, as soon as these kids are done having their temper tantrum? I think that's trash too. But at the same time, kids, all I'm saying is I've seen people getting escorted off and banned from from flying that airline. So why didn't they do that to those kids? Why did they go, oh, we're just going to postpone for tomorrow? It's BS. But David, what were we going to say, my brother?
There's another selfish aspect to it in that the Bahamas are not as well off as we are in terms of dealing with this sickness. So by not wearing their mask while on the flight, they potentially making themselves carriers that will expose, I don't know how many people live in the Bahamas, but it'll expose the majority of the population there to it without any recourse right now. They just can't handle it as well as we can. And obviously we have the majority of the medications ourselves. We bought up so much of it that we own the vast majority. So people in the Bahamas, I mean, I don't think we should be flying people to the Bahamas anyway, but the people in the Bahamas are going to probably suffer more from this than anyone on the aircraft, to be honest, due to the circulated air.
Like I said, you know, and that's good facts though there too, David. And like I said, this is a situation of just absolute ridiculous privilege. I'm gonna say it. And the fact that they didn't get reprimanded or like torn out of that plane, you know what I mean? In a way, is mind blowing to me. I don't care if it was 30, 46, 79, 69 people on the plane that were refusing to wear a mask. I would have been like, yo, who else is cool wearing a mask? Okay, 10 of you? Bet. All 79 some odd teens that are in this B right now that are refusing to wear a mask, get the heck off this plane. You've been banished. We're about to fly to Bahamas. Deuces. I would have done that as the airline. And that's just my personal opinion on that. These kids are full on trash and they probably deserved a very good spanking. Real talk. I'm sorry. I would have, woo, man, they would have been disciplined with the quickness. Real talk. I ain't got time for any of that. But anyway.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.